Hey folks, I'm Chris and I'm your Commander Mechanic. It's Budget Battle Box Week. If you aren't familiar with this concept, every year I take the summer set and build a series of 4 $50 budget decks, all tuned to be played against each other. This is perfect to carry around for game nights where you may want to play Commander unexpectedly, or for teaching new players how to play Commander, or for lending people to play. Not only that, but it shows off just how good a budget brew can really be. We often get swept up in big, splashy, expensive cards we have access to in our format, but it's not hard to make a really strong deck on a strict budget. Today's contender is the black-green legend Baba Lysaga Night Witch. This 3-mana human warlock reads, tap, sacrifice up to 3 permanents. If there were 3 or more card types amongst the sacrificed permanents, each opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life, and best of all, you draw 3 cards. Relatively simple, but with some nuances. You only get the draining and draw payoff if you sacrifice permanents with 3 or more card types. But since the sacrifice is part of the activation cost, you could choose to sacrifice permanents just for the sake of sacrificing them. Why? Well, maybe you want death triggers for aristocrats effects like a Blood Artist or a Grave Pact. You may not get the full benefit, but never discount being able to sacrifice a bunch of permanents at instant speed at no mana cost. However, this brew isn't quite an aristocrat's deck. It certainly has the potential to be though. No, instead the direction I've taken it is towards recursion. The ability to drain opponents 3 life each turn, sometimes more than once each turn, and draw a boatload of cards is the big benefit here. Being able to have strong value and recursion staples and a non-combat clock means we don't mind throwing away smaller creatures if they'll come back and if they'll generate us twice as much value. Be sure to look at all of the different card types on permanents in this list. You'll find it easy to get the benefit of Baba Lysaga's trigger, sacrificing far fewer than 3 permanents. If you want to check out the full list, you can click on the link in the description to my sponsor, Moxfield. Moxfield is the best deck building platform in the world, and really was essential in helping me put together this year's budget battle box. Filtering by card prices and having a running total deck cost makes it really easy to stay on budget, and making additions or cuts using integrated Scryfall search is easier than ever. Be sure to follow my Moxfield profile for new brews each week. Baba Lysaga really requires your permanents to have as many card types as possible in order to maximize the efficiency of her ability. Ideally, we'll be activating her ability every turn, so the more reusable resources we have, the better. Take dual-type creatures like enchantment creatures for instance. Dockside Chef, Fang of Shigeki, and Gnarled Scarhide are all 1-mana creatures that satisfy 2 of the types sacrificed to Baba Lysaga's ability. The more we can find this overlap, the better. It means more activations and more reliable card advantage for us. An important player here will be Pharika, God of Affliction. Her activated ability may exile a creature from our graveyard, of which there will be plenty, to make a 1/1 snake enchantment creature token with Death Touch. This essentially replaces Baba Lysaga's sacrifice requirement with green-black and exile instead of sacrificing from the battlefield. Much more consistent and efficient. But enchantment creatures aren't the only double-type creatures we have access to. In fact, it's pretty easy for us to make artifact creatures as well. In the list are several mirrors like Copper Mirror, Mirror Retriever, and Mirror Sire. Artifact creatures with benefits in play and just as much benefit satisfying 2 of Baba Lysaga's type requirements for sacrifice. We also have a few ways to make artifact creatures too, like Servo Schematic and Nimblewright Schematic. These make us a 1/1 construct or servo when they enter the battlefield or after we sacrifice the artifacts themselves, giving us double the benefit and longevity. But Genesis Chamber is going to be a big help here. Sure, it's symmetrical, meaning it'll give our opponents little 1/1 artifact mirror as well, but while theirs could be doing 1 damage to us, ours will be helping to drain them for 3 each turn. In the long run, this is going to be a net benefit to us, especially when it helps draw 3 cards as well. But enchantment creatures and artifact creatures still aren't the only dual types in this deck. We also have land creatures. Treetop Village, Dryad Arbor, and Lair of the Hydra all help satisfy 2 types as well, at the cost of giving up a land drop for it. While we won't always be in the position to give up a mana, the upside of refilling our hand, boosting our life total, and hurting our opponents is well worth it. With lands, we also have artifact lands, Tree of Tales, Vault of Whispers, and Darksteel Citadel. Again, these help satisfy 2 card types to sacrifice to Baba Lysaga, along with any creature in order to generate a big payoff. But there's one land in the list that gives us our trifecta, the one land that we should be hoping for each game. It's Mishra's Factory. That's right, this little loved card is a land that turns itself into an artifact creature, making it an artifact creature land. Just one permanent that we can sacrifice to draw 3 cards, deal 3 damage to each opponent, and gain 3 life. It is our bread and butter for efficiency. This means that we've made some specific inclusions in the deck just for the factory, like Sylvan Scrying and Crop Rotation, to go tutor it. These 2 budget-friendly land tutors grab us the factory as early as turn 1 to give us that good value engine online ASAP. But if we sacrifice it, how do we get it back? That's where Ramanap Excavator comes in. With the Excavator, Factory, and Baba Lysaga online, you could be getting her payoffs every turn at the cost of just your land drop. This isn't the only secret tech though. We could use artifacts like Liquimetal Torque and Liquimetal Coating to turn permanents into artifacts as well, upping their card types to sacrifice to Baba. Turning one of our enchantment creatures into an artifact enchantment creature also gives us the capability to get our commander's benefit at the cost of a single permanent. We could also turn Lignify, a tribal enchantment, into an artifact to sacrifice all 3 conditions too. Handy removal while we need it, and a big payoff when we're done with it. But honestly, what do we do if we don't have our commander out? What's our game plan? Well, Baba isn't the only sack outlet in the list. We have Dockside Chef or Turn Timber Sower to help our semi-aristocrats plan, giving us a few high-value payoffs, like Marionette Master. With a big power boost, we could be sacrificing multiple artifacts, be them mirror tokens or food or treasures, to burn down opponents as well. This deck can do a lot of combat, but doesn't need to in order to take out the table. Titania, Protector of Argoth, is one of our plans if we do need to go to combat. With our capability to sacrifice lands or creatures, we could be making just as many 5/3 elemental tokens too, overrunning our opponent's armies with incidental power. We also have longevity and recovery in spades. Reanimation like Victimize, Phyrexian Reclamation, and Strands of Night all help get back big value targets for little to no investment beyond life, which our commander helps mitigate the cost of. Our threats aren't gone forever. And we do also have some prime removal in the list. Classics like Putrefy and Beast Within along with Mortality Spear, all allowing us to deal with any difficult permanent we encounter along the way, all at instant speed. However, the best synergies in the deck are untapped synergies like on Patriot's Seal. For just 1 mana, we can untap Baba and activate her again, dealing 6 damage to each opponent, gaining 6 life, and drawing 6 cards a turn cycle. This will very quickly allow you to take over the game. Now let's see how we stack up against the rest of the battle box. Abdel Adrian may be a little tricky. It's a deck that wants to reset its life total by blinking life gain permanents and can go far wider than we're capable of. However, our removal can deal with threats much faster than he can, and our value engine gets online faster than his does too. If we can deal with Abdel Adrian entering the battlefield just once or twice, he'll quickly become too cost prohibitive to keep casting. Then we just need to outpace his other triggers. John Irenicus is a bit of a thorn in our side too. He'll be giving us permanents we can't sacrifice, which is a bit of a bummer, especially if we get something that makes us sacrifice even more of our permanents. Our removal needs to be strong here too, and we'll need to watch out for goated attackers from other opponents he's gifted them. In these cases, it's best to wait to use Baba's ability to sacrifice a blocker you can put in front of them to ensure you're not taking any more damage than you need to. And Raga Draga is going to come out to a fast start. With heavy ramp and an aggro mindset, we need to not be on his radar. Be careful about appearing as a threat too quickly, because you'll have his eyes on you. But with his army having very little evasion, your recursion can stop the combat tide, while sacrificing your throwaway blockers for value and profit. Keeping your life total high will be a priority, so focus on your life gaining strengths. Lastly, for the upgrade, if you wanted to break the $50 budget limitation on this deck, more untapped synergies would be where I would start right away. 1000-Year Elixir and Magerite Stone can let you activate Baba Lysaga over and over again, turning it into a legit win-con clock. And I mentioned Mishra's Factory being one of our prime payoffs for the deck, so more ways to get it back is more good, like a Crucible of Worlds. Getting back any of the lands we sacrifice helps us keep activating Lysaga over and over again. On top of that, additional land drops help here too. We're going to be drawing just entirely too many cards, so playing extra lands with a Dryad of the Elysian Grove, Oracle of Moldiah, or a Wayward Swordtooth can help replenish resources fast. This deck turned out to be incredibly strong, and that's just from a value generating standpoint. It would be easy enough to pivot this deck into a list that is a full-blown Aristocrats deck with even more reach than it already has. Let me know what you think about this deck in the comments below, and what you would do with your build. And remember to stay tuned all week for the rest of the Battle Box. Hit all of those buttons, share this with your friends, and as always folks, good luck and have fun.